Hi guys. Been a minute since I've done an actual video like this, so I apologize. I was under the weather last week, and it started on Thanksgiving, and it was a sore throat, and it just stuck around. I think it was like a sinus infection. It just stuck around. And then I had some finals the week after Thanksgiving, and just all kinds of busy stuff pretty much once December 1st hits, and that's just how it goes. But I did that little update video last Friday just to say hi. I didn't forget you. Also so that the algorithm didn't destroy me for not posting. I got nail extensions again. These are some dark blue with cat eye, so the shimmer is different. And I'm just absolutely in love with them. There's a little bow on each ring finger just to make it a little Christmassy. But the taps have just been amazing. I've been tapping on everything, and I'm like, I have to make videos with these before they eventually come off in probably about 2-3 weeks. The sun was just out, but I missed it. It was only out for about a minute, and they looked so pretty in the sunlight. The bright sunlight. There it goes. But cat eye is different from glitter, in the sense that it has that kind of, it's magnetic, and so you can control where the sparkle is. I'm back in my car, of course, as per usual. I'm working on a couple videos that will be at my house, not in a car. But we're gonna see how that goes. I'm thinking maybe I thought about present wrapping, but I don't think that's gonna work out. So instead, an advent calendar or something. Maybe present wrapping, and then, like I said, a TBR for 2024 kind of list thing. That's what I mentioned in my last video. So this is a little hobby of mine that I thought I would share. This is embroidery, hand embroidery, of course. I'm not great at it. I used to do it like crazy several years ago, but I always end up falling out of it, especially once the weather gets warmer, because I'm outside more and everything, gardening or swimming or something, or camping. So I would end up picking it up around Christmas again. And this design here is just really simple. I just drew it myself. I just drew a triangle, and then just from there I went crazy with I did the strings and everything. But I am by no means super good at it. I'm passable at it. I pretty much always get designs from online. I never come up with anything. Even this idea I had seen online, but I just traced out the triangle myself. It is not centered on this oval hoop, and that's totally fine. I just need it taut, and then once I'm actually done with it, I'll center it, I'll arrange it correctly. But I just thought this one is so cute, with a little bow, if I put a little bow on it. My plan for this, and I think I mentioned I started this 2 years ago, and I just have not picked it up ever since. I did the trunk and then the branches outward, but I did not continue to do anything with this tree outside of a few of the needles on the bottom branches, and then I just didn't even touch it last year. But I picked it up again this year, and as you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress. So So I'm gonna continue this and maybe finish this during this video. I don't know. It can take a while to do this. But once I finish this, I'm thinking I might go in with another color, another shade of green, and do some more like needles and stuff, like fill in these kind of blank areas. And then I'm going to go in with seed beads, like those really tiny like glass beads that are colorful, and then just sporadically put them everywhere and make it like a Christmas tree, like ornaments. Maybe like use some silver or gold embroidery floss, like as like garland or something. I don't know. I haven't really decided that one. I'm just kind of leaving up to chance. This is the part that needs some focus. Sorry, I had to cough. But I am, like I said, I'm by no means good. Like, this is kind of sad. But that is okay. I just do it for fun, really. I always do one for the new year with like the animal of that year. So maybe I'll do another video of that. I don't know. But I like to have that done by New Year's Eve. So that one's usually like a pretty simple, like crunch time one. But like this is the back. Like it's a mess on the back. So many people who do embroidery have such beautiful, like, they don't have any issues with the back, and then there's mine. And it's because I just don't care. The front will look good, and that's what matters. That's what people see. But I just figured we would do this for a little bit. Maybe you can hear the sound of the needle going through the fabric. Oh, just knocked you silly. I'm sorry. Maybe you can hear the sounds of the thread pulling. I don't know. And at the very least, you can watch me. I'll try not to stick myself, and if I do, I'll try not to make a big deal out of it. Oh, goodness. My car has an auto shut off if I've sat here for too long. Can be really peaceful to do embroidery, but like with this one, I mean, when I knocked out the rest of it, like it's pretty much all of, like, from here all the way to the top, and then I continued over just because I had some extra string still on the needle, and then I just started again from down here, working from the bottom up, and it was I mean, I was doing it as fast as humanly possible because that's the point, is like, I don't want it to be perfect. Especially this pattern, this idea, because like, it's supposed to look like nature, and nature's not perfect. So, I will post an update if I finish it this year. I will show you what the finished product looks like. It's a goal to finish it this year. And like I said, I always do it when I'm like in the winter time. So like most of my embroidery projects are like fall and winter themed and like holiday themed, like Christmas holiday themed, just because, or Yule as well, just because like and that's when I do it. I like to be outside, and so when the weather's nice, I prefer to be outside. Today is a very cold day. Today, it says it's 40 degrees out, and I do believe that to be quite true. Yesterday, on the news they'd said, like, oh, we might get a few flurries. Nothing to worry about. It's just gonna be really cold. It's just gonna be like, it's gonna get below freezing overnight. Yeah, I woke up this morning and there was a nice dusting of snow on top of everything. Very like dusty snow too, not like the good kind for like making snowmen or snowballs or anything. Just cold. Just cold and dusty snow. No ice, fortunately. But some snow. And they were not calling for that. So I was not really prepared for that. And nobody was, it seemed. Everybody was showing up to like work late. And I usually go in a little bit later than like the average, I think, like worker. Just because how my schedule works out. And there were a lot more people on the road today because the sun had kind of already come up by that point. So there's a lot more people on the road than normal. Or at least it felt like it, and I think it's just because people were running behind because they were also not anticipating snow. And it wasn't like it's a bad snow, but we've definitely had much worse. And I love a good snow, especially for Christmas. But there was the chance for there to be some slick spots on the road. Specifically like overpasses and bridges, since they freeze before roads do, typically. But I'm getting down to the end of my thread here. I'm going to have to rethread it. And like at some point it starts to like hurt your fingers when you're trying to like manipulate like a really short piece of thread. But that's fine. And with the nail extensions, I'm not used to them. I've had them about a week, but I've not gotten super used to doing embroidery with them. It's been really interesting. So here's how I, an embroidery heathen, will tie this stuff off. I'll just like pass it underneath some of these guys, and it fell off the needle, and then I'm just gonna pull it that direction, and then later I will cut it. So let me see if I've got any thread. I do have some thread cut. Perfect. Just gonna stab that there for a second. As you can see, like this is a regular piece of embroidery floss. There's usually 6 individual threads in it, but I've already used one from this, and now I'm going to use another. It's pretty short, but that's okay. That's what I wanted. I didn't want a long piece to work with, so I just pull that one piece out. And then I thread it through my needle, which I have an easy time with typically. I know some people have a hard time with it, and it can be a beast just to try to thread a needle. There we are. Good. It didn't embarrass me. So come up through here on that next branch spot, and I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to keep some slack, and I'm going to hold it down with my finger and hopefully not pull it through. Hopefully not knot it either. Where'd you go? There it is. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's kind of long actually. I can kind of pull that a little longer than I thought. So once I finish this, and I am determined to finish it, I'll post it on the community tab so you all can see it. And I'll also be posting it on Instagram. So yes, I finally have Instagram. I know at least one person was asking, but yes, I do have Instagram. It will be tagged in the description, but it's also tagged on my channel, and it's just the same name as the channel, ASMR Citrine. Just all one word, no capital letters, no spaces, things like that, no characters, just ASMR Citrine. So I just did that, I think, last night. So you can go follow me on there if you'd like. I have my own like personal Instagrams and everything. Instagrams, plural, no, singular. But I truthfully don't really post on them often. I just occasionally use Instagram to find like new like nail designs, like whenever I go to get my nails done. Because like Pinterest is so saturated with like AI images now. It's ridiculous. No, don't do that to me. These happen all the time. Usually not a double though. Let's see if I can do this without cutting it. Okay, there it goes. Perfect. So but that being said, like I don't play around too much on Instagram. So I'm not entirely familiar with how it all functions. Like I don't know how to do, like I really am just not a huge like social media user. Like I think YouTube I'm on most of the time. And that's not really like, that's hardly social media, I guess. But, I mean, I guess it counts as social media, but it's not like we can like chat one-on-one on YouTube. But that and TikTok is definitely my highest used app, but I probably won't be making a TikTok account for this channel just because I don't know if you all heard, but I'm pretty sure the US government has decided that TikTok's gonna have to shut down January 19th. I'm gonna have to keep reading into it, but like some very credible like content creators on TikTok have been talking about it, and they seem pretty convinced that like it's gonna be like removed from app stores, kind of like Flappy Bird. Like it's not gonna be available after January 19th. So if that is the case, then I'm definitely not making an account for this channel. I'm gonna be really bummed though because I love TikTok. I don't want to have to watch YouTube shorts. Like TikTok is, you know, that's the source. That's the source. That's where a lot of, I mean, that's where a lot of people gained their followings. So it's really unfortunate. But it also just goes to show how messed up the government is. They can't control the app, so they're not going to let people use it anymore. That pine needle's floating. It's not attached to the branch. I'm just gonna leave it, I think. I think I'll just leave it. I don't really like splitting that thread. I think I use 2 strands for the branches, and so they keep like splitting if I push the needle through it. But I don't want it to do that because then it looks kind of wonky. But like I said, I think I'll be going over it with a second color just to add in like some depth. Like it's just supposed to be simple and like for fun. It's not meant to be like on display. But yeah. So if you'd like, you can go follow my Instagram. You can keep tabs on me on there. I'll try to remember to at least post on there whenever I post a new video on here, kind of thing. Because I know you can set notifications on both apps, but like I don't know, unless it's like a live stream notification, like for some reason like YouTube really doesn't send me notifications. So, which is fine with me. I hate notifications. I only have a few on like text call, certain Instagram accounts like ABC News, where you can get like, you know, breaking information, stuff like that, National Weather Service, stuff like that, because I'm a nerd. I'm sure someone out there is gonna watch this and just, they can't stand the fact that none of this is like super symmetrical. And in that case, I'm sorry, but like, there was no way. I could never. I guess some of it looks a little funky, both up close, but like from a distance, like it's gonna be fine. Wonder if I can knock out these last few in like 5 minutes. That'd be nice. And then when I'm at home later, I can add a second color. Cause my green is like my favorite color. So like anytime I go to like a craft store, or even, hell, even Walmart, because they do have embroidery floss at Walmart, in the crafting aisles, I can't help it. I gotta bring home the pretty colors, and green is just one of those pretty colors to me, so I'll pick out some like really pretty green colors. But yeah, so I'll have plenty of choices. Every so often I gotta tighten the fabric because I'm just so rough with it. I just yank on it all the time. I'm not your average embroiderer. I'm just aggressive with it. It's about the stabbing for me. It's about no, I'm kidding. I love doing embroidery, but man, does it hurt your hands and your back and your eyes. Like, I don't know how people used to just do this for hours and hours and hours and hours just to make like a pretty design on like a jacket. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, like back in like the early 1900s, 1800s, when there were, you know, before major industrialization, before you could embroider, like get a machine to do the embroidering for you. Might run out of string again before the end. So that's okay, but I prefer when it lines up like perfectly. Some embroidery hoops that I've used get so taut. Like they can make this stuff like it sounds like you're beating on a drum every time you puncture that fabric. But not this one. This one is very much not taut. There's some tautness, but it's still pretty loose. It's probably the loosest I've messed with. I shouldn't have done that right in your ear, sorry. Popping my fingers. My apologies. Maybe you liked that noise. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like that noise. I'll apologize. That is like a tick of mine. It's the way I stim. I'm neurodivergent, sorry. But knuckles and my neck and my back all the time. And before anybody comes at me, they have not proven that it does anything negative to your body. Okay, I think that's where I'm gonna call it. I know I have just this little bit left, but my hand's starting to hurt and I just ran out of thread, so that's a good stopping point. So I'll thread it back through. Oh, it's barely hanging in there. It might not thread all the way through. That's fine. Yeah, I totally just held that needle with my mouth. Don't worry about it. But yeah, almost done. After 2 years. Almost there. Alright, thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next week for a regular video. Expect it to come on Wednesday. I think I'm going to try to keep with the Wednesday pattern. I like doing it on Wednesdays because it's like you're halfway through the week, yay. But go ahead, follow me on Instagram if you'd like. I'll think about other social media as well. I do have a surprise too for next week, but we're gonna see how it goes. I don't want to make any promises. But next week's video might be just a little different. Like I said, I do want to do it in my house, like not in my car, so I might do gift wrapping. I just saw a snowflake fall from the sky. There's more. It's snowing. It's currently snowing. Oh my gosh. We were supposed to get rain. It's not going to be near enough snow to do anything, and now that it's warmed up to 40, they're melting on impact. But cool. I love snow. But okay. I'll keep you all posted for next week. Like what the plan is, but I should be posting on Wednesday, and I might have a little bit of a surprise for you all. As long as it arrives in time. Alright, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.